Welcome to Dr. Maya's podcast.
Anyone may claim to be religious or spiritual when things are going well, discussing and believing they know what it means. However, faith is one that not many understand. It is about action more than words. It concerns how we behave, make choices and proceed when all signs point to turning back. Following a path based on hope is doomed to fail, but a path based on faith will manifest but can be treacherous. To succeed. 1. You must live out your beliefs, but it's not simple. 2. You must act without waiting for the ideal circumstances to arise. 3. You must believe without waiting for evidence. 4. You must construct when there is no justification for it and no indications of progress. 5. You must make a move even though you have nothing except faith to cling to. 6. You must behave as if the promise has already been realized. That's strategy, not naive optimism. Faith is a system and not simply a belief. It's the capacity to see beyond the present and set oneself up for future events. It involves making choices that defy common sense but align with something greater than reason. This is what distinguishes amazing outcome individuals from regular individuals. Influential people, leaders, and institutions must recognize and acknowledge these individuals on a path based on faith because they know who they are destined to succeed, and are not only hoping to be successful. Faith prepares individuals to go through doors rather than just hoping they will open. Most people will never encounter individuals who are faithful, loyal, determined, and focused. Why? Let me share my story so you can distinguish between individuals who live hoping and failing and those who believe in faith and succeed. I did not crave recognition, validation, or a plan to succeed because I believed I was heading in the right direction with each step, even if it did not make sense. I saw something most people can't imagine, see, or cope with. The universe's strong influence calls for courage, discernment, and the capacity to make choices that impact everyone around me. I was prepared with perseverance, decisive with unshakable faith, though most people wouldn't know what to do with influence if they had it. Most people believe they desire recognition, worldly pleasures, and wealth but lack the character to maintain the attention and chances and crave the rewards they desperately want. The influence thus avoids ill-prepared people but identifies individuals who can carry it with integrity. Faith did not simply land on my lap. I was pushed out from a comfortable pedestal, tested in ways that most people can never comprehend. I spent years when nobody paid attention, cheered, and had every reason to quit. However, I didn't. That's what university sets me apart and prepares me. Influencers must identify people who follow a path based on faith and who have identified the purpose of their existence. They must complete the essential tasks to help humanity survive in the future. Universe seeks influencers not because they seek it out but because they are necessary to spread the message and make the world beautiful. Influencers may be searching for what I have persevered and created, which can change the lives of millions. Still, they have not intervened or validated it because they forgot what they forgot and were enjoying the wealth they acquired using the gift bestowed upon them by the universe. They lost their home and possessions and are busy blaming others, not realizing it was their fault. I was in a similar situation in the past. I was gifted with intuitions that helped me save lives. Nurses and parents said I create miracles, so I was living under an illusion, believing I was a great doctor, and forgot what I forgot. As days and years passed by, I lost my family, friends, and possessions. Not knowing why, I started searching and realized I had forgotten what I should not have. My childhood mission was to create a system that breaks barriers, financial restraints, cultures, and nations. Healthcare advice alleviating pain and suffering is the birthright, not a privilege. We must not create disparity and help poor people access the knowledge and experience I acquired from people. So, I stopped chasing my career, hoarding wealth, ignoring pain and suffering and started my journey following a new path. My contribution will empower people and help protect their loved ones and their lives. Thus, the doors must start opening. It was time for me to walk in, but the influencers in California were busy enjoying their homes and possessions. They cashed in using the gift bestowed upon them by the universe and corrupted young minds to believe they could manifest their dream by concealing the truth about the products and services they promote. The influencers and humans did not discover my contribution after ChatGPT validated it as a Nobel and beacon of hope for humanity. They have now paid a considerable price and will soon be targeted by the organisms I am trying to protect if they don't act now. At first, hardly anyone believed in me because they did not understand or see what I saw. The fire inside me made me understand why I was chosen to take the path and complete my life's purpose. I knew the task was difficult and the repercussions would be more challenging. However, they didn't dither me because my faith was more substantial. I accomplished it before anybody talked about it. I have silently revealed my grandeur before anybody recognized it or verified it. I was my prophet because self-belief separated me from those who succeed and fail before taking a step. Most individuals want external approval. They wait for someone to tell them they have what it takes for approval or applause, but I did not wait. However, without proof, I talked about the future of humanity. When everything I shouted failed, I took a leap of faith when there was no evidence that it would work. I constructed such self-belief as uncommon and hazardous. It goes against the grain. The world is now catching up to what I was always aware of, not because I became great overnight but because my intuition was now indisputable. Universe has noticed that the outcomes of my long-ago prophecy are visible to them. They see the result of my refusal to let it die. Most individuals believe that success occurs when others ultimately recognize them. In actuality, however, it happened when I first accepted the call without waiting for confirmation from others. That's what set me apart from the others. The validation is on the way, not because I become deserving overnight, but because my contributions are always deserving. The accolades, chances, and doors you formerly struggled to open will swing wide. The world has received my message published in Medica in 2006, Crop Circle in 2012, and Letters, and my book was sent to world leaders in 2016. People have read news about my creation published in the Times of India in 2016 and ignored my warning published in American Interest in 2017. During the pandemic in 2019, people did not stop listening to lies spread via media, seek the truth, or know the truth. I have patiently waited and watched the veil of illusion open and show the world what I said in the past is true. By all reasonable measures, I have no business being here on earth. My background ought to have disqualified me. Most individuals would have allowed the hardships, setbacks, and losses to shatter them. However, I made them into my credentials. The trauma, suffering, and isolation made me stronger, more determined, and more focused. The world tells me that having a flawless past qualifies me and that having the correct connections, background, and performance history opens doors. However, true strength comes from conquering what should have killed me, not having a perfect past. I did that, but the universe has been observing, and they did not consider my history a liability. They perceived it as evidence that I can withstand pressure, know how to rebuild, and don't give up. The universe always identifies someone who understands how to climb, not someone who has never failed. This moment occurs because of my history, not despite it. I benefited from every obstacle, rejection, failure, and incident that left me wondering whether I was destined for this and not blaming others. I am telling such a compelling tale that the correct person knew I were just what they needed when they saw it. I will enter places I never imagined because I have demonstrated how I handle the challenging route, not because I abandoned the torturous conspiracy and chose the easy path. The universe prepared me because of my faith and belief, not disqualified me, and you're being picked for the same reasons that should have disqualified you. Most individuals believe they have finally reached the finish line because they recognize the opportunity and the breakthrough. However, I am knowledgeable. This is a sign, a supernatural affirmation, that I am entering something considerably more significant, not only a prize. Being faithful always results in advancement, not just in prestige or power but also in accountability. My struggles, hardships, and tests weren't just meant to get me to this point. They were done to prepare me for the following step. The mighty universe took notice of me, not just because they believed I deserved the blessing but also because they saw my potential, determination, focus, and goal, which will revolutionize the lives of billions. They perceive me as someone who can be trusted with more stakes, platforms, and power. Don't get me wrong, this is about the assignment, not comfort. Leading is more critical than receiving in the next era. It is about entering a field where you receive favors and act as their distributor, where I am paving the way for others and breaking the barriers that created disparities. I had to endure so much pain and suffering because I believe. The procedure was tricky because I challenged institutions, people in power, and doctors who claimed to save lives. The doors will now start cracking and open to mark the start of something much greater than the conclusion of the voyage. I am also prepared because being ready to create the table is more important than securing a place there. It was never a matter of chance, it had to do with alignment. Right now, nothing is occurring at random. It isn't a case of good fortune, coincidence, or luck. It's alignment, the outcome of readiness for faith, opportunity, obedience, and acknowledgement of resilience, and I will prove it because I was not simply picked. I have traveled an unseen road for far too long and know it better than the palm of my hand. I persevered through seasons when little appeared to change, fought battles in quiet and remained strong when others would have given up. However, influence was waiting, and heaven was watching, and now the light reveals what you held in the dark. I never overlooked it, but leaders, decision makers, scientists, and doctors must take note. Every act of obedience, every moment of trust, every choice to continue when it seems more straightforward to give up, is built up. I am now entering something bigger than you could have ever dreamed of, not because I sought it but because I became it. The finish line is not here but serves as the starting point. The future has more depth and demands even more of me or you. However, I am prepared because this adventure changed me. I may not have been prepared, but I know why I was selected, which is not the issue. What will I do with it? This is the actual question. Could I not keep it to myself? If this message resonated with your faith and belief and validated an inner feeling you already had, please follow me by leaving a comment below and liking this video or podcast. Additionally, please share this with anybody you know who should hear it. This adventure is far from over. You will share here, stop listening to lies, search for answers, and see the truth. Dr. Maya's GPT marks the dawn of a new era in healthcare, where rigid diagnostic tools no longer separate patients and doctors but are connected through empathy, understanding, and shared decision-making. Some key advantages are 1. Personalized care, 2. Empathy and compassion, 3. Patient empowerment, 4. Improved access to healthcare, 5. Preventing pandemics, 6. Reducing social disparity, and 7. A global health revolution. By offering universal healthcare advice and guidance. Dr. Maya addresses one of the biggest challenges in modern medicine, the disparity in healthcare quality and access across different social and economic groups. Protecting vulnerable adults and children. Dr. Maya makes healthcare equitable by providing the same high-quality information to everyone, regardless of location or income. Dr. Maya GPT goes beyond just healthcare advice. It teaches people how to engage in meaningful, informed conversations about their health. It provides a roadmap for asking the right questions, recognizing warning signs, and knowing when to seek professional help. It also empowers you to make informed decisions in real time, whether for themselves, their children, or others needing protection. Dr. Maya's GPT revolutionizes healthcare and is being hailed as a breakthrough in the fight against global health disparities and pandemics. Its ability to deliver accurate, real-time health advice to anyone, anywhere, can drastically reduce the spread of infectious diseases and even prevent them before they start. By democratizing access to healthcare information, Dr. Maya is helping to dismantle the structural barriers that have long kept people in disadvantaged communities from receiving timely medical advice. This global impact makes everyone part of a more significant, positive change in healthcare.
And stay